Okay, this is part 3 of the basics. We have just made a rectangle and we used the rectangle command up here, 2-point rectangle, made it in the 4th quadrant. We need to dimension our rectangle to give it some measurements, and when you dimension it you need to make sure this is blue, so I clicked on it and I like to start with the largest dimension. I'm going to click on the middle here and I'm going to, you can see I brought this up, and what this is showing me is that it's slightly over an inch long. And before I lock it in, I want to make sure that it's centered and that it is not up here, not in here. It needs to be at a nice distance close to the line that it is representing. And notice it says 1 inch, 186 thousandths, 186 thousandths of an inch. I want to change that to 5 inches, so I clicked on it again and I'm going to wipe it out and just type 5. I can click enter or click this check mark. Okay, don't panic. Our screen right now, we have large squares, so our scale is kind of wrong. If I just go over here and click front, it centers it to the front. Now this is 5 inches, and so by definition of a rectangle, the opposite parallel side of a rectangle is also going to be 5. So there is no reason for me to dimension that. That would be called over dimensioning. There's absolutely no reason. But I am going to dimension, and notice dimension is still highlighted blue. I'm going to dimension one of the edge pieces, and we're going to dimension this 2.5, 2.5. There's a lot of ways I could enter 2.5, and I'm going to click that. Okay, and if you look back here, if I click on the 5, this is considered dimension D0. For some reason on Inventor, dimension 0 is actually the first dimension you put in there. D1 is actually the second dimension that you put in there. That will be very useful to know here later on. Okay, this is simply a rectangle. It is not a brick yet. So what I need to do is I need to add some depth to it, and it can't be done on this page. I'm going to go up here and click Finish Sketch. Okay, up along this toolbar we have Extrude. Okay, now sometimes your windows for extrude is kind of hidden, so just pull it down and then it should stay for you. This looks like it defaults to 1 inch, so I am going to extrude this 2 3/4 inch. I think I took my num lock off of there. And there are different ways to extrude. You can pull in, you can push out. We have never used these other two in my class. So we're going to stick with this one for now and click OK. Alright, we have created a sort of brick, and I'm putting my cursor on it and I'm scrolling in and out, and I'm going to experiment with my view cube. As you can see, I'm holding down my left button on my mouse. I could simply just click as well. Now when I am done messing around here and I want to go back to the original part where I was, I can just click home, and that's where it's considered the home view. Now sometimes you're going to want to change that home view because when you start to pull in pieces from to make your assembly, you want to have your pieces come in a different spot. So let's just say that I want my pieces to come in like this when I start to use them. I can go up to the home icon, right click, set current view as home, fit to distance. So now if I click home, that's my new home. Alright, in our next video what we're going to do is talk about how do we change some of these measurements, how do we use our browser to help us understand what we've done and what we haven't do yet, and then we'll play around with making our brick a different size.